Saudi Arabia, a nation long synonymous with vast oil reserves, is embarking on an unprecedented journey of transformation. This journey is crystallized in Vision 2030, a comprehensive roadmap spearheaded by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The overarching aim of Vision 2030 is to fundamentally diversify the Saudi economy, reducing its deep-seated dependence on petroleum revenues. It seeks to unlock new sectors, foster innovation, and position the kingdom as a global hub for investment, tourism, and technology. This ambitious plan touches upon nearly every facet of Saudi society, promising social reforms alongside profound economic restructuring, all designed to prepare the nation for a dynamic and evolving global landscape, where oil may no longer be the dominant economic driver for the kingdom in the long term. At the very heart of this transformative agenda lies NEOM, arguably the most ambitious and headline-grabbing component of Vision 2030. NEOM is envisioned as a futuristic megacity, a sprawling special economic zone to be built from the ground up in the Tabuk province of northwestern Saudi Arabia. It is more than just a city. It is conceived as a living laboratory, a testament to human ingenuity, and a beacon for a sustainable and technologically advanced future. The project promises to incorporate cutting-edge technologies in fields such as renewable energy, artificial intelligence, robotics, and biotechnology. Its strategic location, bordering the Red Sea and close to Egypt and Jordan, is intended to make it a pivotal crossroads for global trade and innovation, attracting talent and investment from across the world. The fundamental goal of NEOM, intertwined with those of Vision 2030, is to create new economic engines for Saudi Arabia. It aims to generate significant non-oil GDP, create thousands of high-value jobs for Saudi citizens, and attract substantial foreign direct investment. By fostering sectors like luxury tourism, advanced manufacturing, media, and entertainment, NEOM is intended to showcase a new, modern face of Saudi Arabia to the world. The project is not merely about constructing buildings and infrastructure. It is about cultivating an entire ecosystem that supports innovation, entrepreneurship, and a higher quality of life, fundamentally altering the economic and social fabric of the region and offering a model for future urban development globally. This grand endeavor represents a monumental gamble, a bold statement of intent from a nation determined to redefine its future. The success of NEOM is seen by many as intrinsically linked to the success of Vision 2030 itself. It is a project that seeks to leapfrog conventional development, aspiring to create a unique model that harmonizes human living with nature and technology. The vision is one of unparalleled scale and ambition, promising a future where sustainability and progress coexist. However, such grandiosity naturally invites intense scrutiny and raises profound questions about its feasibility, its ultimate cost, and its long-term impact on both the kingdom and the wider world, setting the stage for a fascinating, if uncertain, unfolding narrative. NEOM is projected to cover an immense area of approximately 10,200 square miles, or around 26,500 square kilometers, in the northwestern part of Saudi Arabia. This vast expanse, larger than some small countries, stretches along the Red Sea coast and extends inland into rugged desert and mountainous terrain. The sheer scale is difficult to comprehend, encompassing diverse geographical features that the project aims to integrate into its design. The vision for this territory is to create not just one city, but a collection of regions, each with its own distinct purpose and character, including industrial areas, research hubs, tourist resorts, and residential communities, all interconnected and powered by renewable energy sources. This ambitious geographical footprint underscores the project's aim to be a self-sufficient economic zone. Initially, the cost of NEOM was announced by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at a relatively staggering $500 billion. This figure alone placed it among the most expensive development projects ever conceived anywhere in the world. This initial estimate was intended to cover the foundational infrastructure, the development of key projects like the line, and the establishment of the various specialized zones within NEOM. The funding was expected to come from a combination of sources, including the Saudi government's Public Investment Fund, international investors, and potentially public offerings of NEOM-related entities. The sheer magnitude of this initial budget signaled the kingdom's serious commitment to making this futuristic vision a tangible reality, regardless of the upfront financial outlay. However, as the project has slowly moved from conceptualization towards the initial phases of development, reports have emerged suggesting that the true cost could be significantly higher than first anticipated. Recent analyses and media reports, citing various sources familiar with the project's internal assessments, indicate that the total expenditure required to fully realize NEOM's grand vision might escalate dramatically. Some estimates now suggest the overall cost could reach an astonishing $8.8 trillion. This figure, if accurate, would represent an almost 18-fold increase on the original projection and would be approximately 25 times Saudi Arabia's current national budget, raising significant questions about financial sustainability and resource allocation for the kingdom. This potential for massive cost escalation introduces a considerable element of uncertainty and risk into the NEOM equation. While Saudi officials have at times disputed such high figures or suggested they are misinterpretations, the complexities of building entirely new technologically advanced infrastructure in a challenging desert environment naturally lead to cost pressures. The first phase alone is now reportedly expected to cost around $370 billion and is slated for completion by 2035. The full end state of the project might not be reached until 2080 or even later, according to some sources, indicating a multi-generational commitment. Such a protracted timeline and escalating budget necessitate a robust and resilient long-term financial strategy to avoid the project becoming an unsustainable burden. At the conceptual core of NEOM is The Line, an incredibly ambitious urban development project that has captured global attention for its audacious design. Envisioned initially as a 170-kilometer or 106-mile linear city, the line was proposed to be housed within two colossal, parallel, mirror-clad skyscrapers. These structures were imagined to rise to heights greater than the Empire State Building, creating a contained, car-free environment where all essential amenities would be accessible within a 5-minute walk for its residents. The city was designed to run entirely on renewable energy, with high-speed underground transit systems providing transportation along its length, aiming to redefine urban living by prioritizing nature, walkability, and sustainability for its future inhabitants. The proposed features of the line were nothing short of science fiction brought to life. It promised a microclimate moderated by its design, vertical farms to ensure food security, AI-powered services integrated into every aspect of daily life, and an unparalleled focus on preserving the surrounding natural landscape by containing urban sprawl within its narrow footprint. The city was intended to eventually house up to 9 million people, creating a dense, vibrant community built on principles of co-living and innovation. This revolutionary approach to urbanism was presented as a solution to the problems plaguing traditional cities, such as pollution, traffic congestion, and inefficient land use, offering a blueprint for future human settlements. However, recent developments indicate a significant recalibration of these grand ambitions for the line. Reports emerging around April 2025 suggest that the immediate scope of the project has been drastically reduced. The original plan to construct 16 kilometers of the line by 2030 has reportedly been scaled back to just 2.4 kilometers. Furthermore, the population target for this initial phase, or perhaps for a significant portion of NEOM, has been revised downwards from an anticipated 1.5 million residents to a more modest 300,000. This suggests that only a small fraction, including a stadium, might be completed by 2034. A considerable delay from the initial, more aggressive timelines. Despite these apparent setbacks and revisions, Saudi authorities maintain that the long-term vision for the line, perhaps eventually reaching 100 kilometers in length, remains intact. The reasons for this scaling back are likely multifaceted, stemming from the immense construction challenges, the technological feasibility of certain aspects, and the sheer financial burden of realizing such a monumental undertaking within the original timeframe. The sheer difficulty of constructing such massive, unprecedented structures, alongside the surging costs of materials and labor, has undoubtedly forced a more pragmatic, phased approach. This adjustment highlights the tension between NEOM's futuristic aspirations and the practical realities of executing a project of such unparalleled scale and complexity on the ground. Marking a significant tangible milestone for the NEOM mega-project, Sindalah Island officially opened its doors on October 30th, 2024. This luxury island destination is positioned as the first of NEOM's assets to become operational, offering an early glimpse into the kind of exclusive experiences the broader development aims to provide. Located in the Red Sea, approximately 3 miles off the NEOM coastline, Sindalar is strategically designed to attract the global yachting community and high-net-worth individuals. Its launch represents a crucial step in demonstrating NEOM's ability to deliver on its promises and begin generating economic activity and international interest, serving as a flagship for the wider ambitions. Sindalar Island has been meticulously developed to offer a plethora of high-end amenities and attractions. The island boasts an impressive array of 38 distinct restaurants and various other eateries, catering to diverse international palates. For those inclined towards retail therapy, there are 36 luxury retail outlets featuring renowned global brands. A key attraction is its Par 70 beachfront golf club, designed to offer a unique sporting experience against the stunning backdrop of the Red Sea. Accommodation options are suitably opulent, comprising 440 hotel rooms, 88 exclusive villas, and 218 serviced apartments, all designed to the highest standards of luxury and comfort, ensuring a premium experience for its visitors. The development of Sindalar is expected to have a notable, albeit localized, economic impact. It is projected to welcome approximately 2,400 guests per day once fully operational, creating a steady stream of tourism revenue. Furthermore, the island is anticipated to generate around 3,500 jobs, contributing to employment opportunities within the NEOM region and supporting the broader goals of Vision 2030 in terms of job creation in new sectors like high-end tourism and hospitality. Nadmi Al-Nasser, the Chief Executive Officer of NEOM, has stated that Sindalar's launch underpins Saudi Arabia's new era of luxury tourism, positioning the kingdom as a competitive destination on the global stage for discerning travelers. The successful opening of Sindalar Island provides a much-needed boost of confidence for the NEOM project as a whole. While it is a relatively small component compared to the colossal scale of the line or other planned regions within NEOM, its timely delivery, albeit later than some very early initial projections for NEOM components, is a practical demonstration of progress. It serves as a tangible showcase for potential investors and future residents, illustrating the quality and ambition that NEOM aspires to achieve across all its developments. Sindalar thus acts as a critical stepping stone, a luxurious gateway inviting the world to witness the unfolding vision of NEOM, starting with this exclusive Red Sea sanctuary. Section 5. Navigating environmental alarms and construction quandaries. The sheer ambition and unprecedented scale of NEOM, particularly projects like the line, have inevitably raised significant environmental concerns. One of the most prominent warnings has come from Donald Werbles, an atmospheric science professor from the University of Illinois, who also serves as a paid advisor to NEOM. Professor Werbles has cautioned that the massive scale of the line's proposed structures, planned to reach heights of 1,640 feet, could potentially destabilize the region's delicate environment. Specifically, there are concerns that these colossal buildings might alter local weather patterns, including wind flow and precipitation, which could have unforeseen consequences for the local ecosystem and climate dynamics in an already arid region. These environmental concerns are not being taken lightly within the project's advisory structures. The issue of potential weather pattern alteration has reportedly been escalated to a higher priority within NEOM's own Sustainability Advisory Committee. An anonymous member of this committee has confirmed some of these anxieties, suggesting that the environmental impact assessments are ongoing and complex. The challenge lies in balancing the desire for iconic, boundary-pushing architecture with the need to ensure ecological sustainability and avoid irreparable harm to the natural environment. The mirrored facades of the line, for instance, have also raised questions about their potential impact on bird migration patterns and local wildlife, adding another layer of environmental scrutiny to the project's design. Beyond environmental considerations, NEOM faces formidable construction difficulties. The grand scale of the line, in particular, presents engineering and logistical challenges that are arguably without precedent. Building 2 parallel skyscrapers, each 170 kilometers long, even in its scaled-back initial phases, in a remote desert location, requires immense resources, advanced construction techniques, and a massive workforce. Reports have surfaced detailing some of these construction difficulties. which, combined with the innovative and untested nature of many of the proposed technologies, have contributed to surging costs. There was even a suggestion to lower the line's height to 1,000 feet to mitigate some of these costs, but this was reportedly rejected by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, indicating a reluctance to compromise on the original vision's grandeur. The technological feasibility of many of NEOM's most vaunted features also remains a subject of considerable debate and concern. Concepts such as widespread flying cars, an artificial sky for its mountain resort Trojena, and highly advanced robotic services are central to NEOM's futuristic appeal. However, many of these technologies are either still in the very early stages of development, decades away from practical and scalable implementation, or are considered by some experts to be simply impossible to realize within the projected timeframes, if at all. This reliance on yet-to-be-proven technologies adds another significant layer of risk and uncertainty to the construction and operational phases of the entire NEOM endeavor, making the path from blueprint to reality exceptionally challenging. Section 6. Economic Tremors, NEOM's Impact and Investment Aspirations. NEOM is poised to create significant ripples throughout both the regional and global economies due to its sheer scale and resource requirements. The project is projected to become the largest single customer in the global logistics market over the next decade, potentially accounting for as much as 5% of the entire market. This immense demand stems from the need to transport vast quantities of materials, equipment, and personnel to the remote construction sites in northwestern Saudi Arabia. Furthermore, Mana Al-Monaif, NEOM's chief investment officer, has highlighted the project's substantial demand in global markets for essential construction materials such as steel, elevators, and cement. It has been reported that NEOM is currently utilizing, or planning to utilize, as much as 20% of the world's available steel supply. This extraordinary demand for resources and logistical services, while stimulating certain sectors, also presents challenges in terms of global supply chains and price stability for these commodities. The concentration of such massive purchasing power in a single project could potentially distort markets and inflate prices, affecting other construction projects worldwide. Internally, NEOM is intended to be a powerful engine for economic diversification within Saudi Arabia. By creating new industries in areas like renewable energy, biotechnology, advanced manufacturing, tourism, and entertainment, the project aims to reduce the kingdom's reliance on oil revenues and create a more resilient and multifaceted economy for future generations, providing a broad spectrum of employment opportunities. A crucial aspect of NEOM's financial strategy is the aspiration to attract substantial private investment. While the Saudi government, through its Public Investment Fund, has provided the initial and ongoing seed funding, the long-term sustainability of a project costing potentially trillions of dollars hinges on its ability to draw in significant capital from both domestic and international private investors. The hope is that as key components of NEOM, such as Sindala Island and initial phases of the line, become operational and demonstrate viability, they will instill confidence in the global investment community. The creation of a special economic zone with its own laws and regulations, designed to be investor-friendly, is part of this strategy to make NEOM an attractive proposition for private capital. However, attracting the necessary scale of private investment amidst concerns about escalating costs, extended timelines, and the sheer audacity of the vision remains a considerable hurdle. Investors will be closely watching the project's progress, its ability to meet interim targets, and the broader geopolitical and economic climate. The Saudi government is actively promoting NEOM at international forums and to potential corporate partners, emphasizing the unique opportunities it presents. The success in securing this private sector buy-in will be a critical determinant of whether NEOM can fully realize its transformative potential, or if it will become overly reliant on state funding, thereby straining national resources significantly over the coming decades. Section 7. Key milestones and official reassurances amidst scrutiny. The timeline for NEOM has been punctuated by ambitious announcements and, more recently, by tangible, albeit initial, progress alongside reports of significant recalibrations. A foundational moment was the official announcement of the NEOM project by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in December 2022, which set the global stage for this vast undertaking. More recently, A key milestone was achieved with the launch of Cinderella Island on October 30th, 2024. This event marked NEOM's first operational asset going live, a critical step in demonstrating the project's capacity to move from concept to reality and begin its journey as a luxury tourism destination, offering a concrete example of the development's potential. However, the period leading up to mid-2025 has also been characterized by growing scrutiny and reports questioning the project's original scope and timeline. Around April 2025, news emerged from various sources, including Bloomberg, suggesting that NEOM's overall projected cost had escalated dramatically from the initial $500 billion to a potential $8.8 trillion. These reports also detailed significant revisions to the ambitious plans for the line, including a drastic reduction in its initially planned length for 2030 and a lowered population target. Such developments naturally fuel debate about the project's long-term viability and the immense financial commitments required, prompting close observation from analysts and potential investors worldwide. In response to these reports of escalating costs and scaled-back ambitions, official statements from NEOM representatives have sought to manage perceptions and reassure stakeholders. For instance, a NEOM spokeswoman addressed one such report by claiming that it misinterpreted and misrepresented the figures involved in the project's financial planning and execution. However, these official responses have often lacked specific counter-details or clarifications, which can sometimes leave lingering questions. Nadmi Al-Nasser, NEOM's CEO, has consistently emphasized the project's strategic importance for Saudi Arabia's new era of luxury tourism and economic diversification, particularly highlighting successes like the Cinderella launch as evidence of tangible progress and commitment to the vision. Further complicating the narrative on June 2, 2025, just prior to this assessment, concerns were publicly highlighted by Donald Woobles, a NEOM advisor and atmospheric science professor. He specifically warned about the potential for NEOM's massive structures, particularly the line, to alter local weather patterns. This added another layer of complexity, bringing environmental sustainability concerns to the forefront of discussions about the project's impact. Such expert opinions, even from within NEOM's advisory circles, underscore the multifaceted challenges that the project must navigate. Official statements, therefore, often walk a fine line between acknowledging complexities and reaffirming unwavering commitment to the ultimate grand vision laid out by the kingdom's leadership. Section 8. Technological Dreams and Feasibility Nightmares. A significant part of NEOM's allure and its claim to be a city of the future rests upon the integration of groundbreaking and often unproven technologies. The visionaries behind NEOM foresee a landscape dotted with flying taxis, easing urban congestion and providing rapid transit. They imagine vast, climate-controlled biodomes and vertical farms ensuring food self-sufficiency in the heart of the desert. Furthermore, plans for Trojena, NEOM's mountain resort, include the creation of an artificial sky and year-round skiing facilities, feats of engineering that push the boundaries of current capabilities. These technological marvels are not just add-ons, they are integral to the promise of an unparalleled quality of life and a hyper-efficient, sustainable urban environment that NEOM aims to deliver. However, the reliance on such advanced, and in some cases speculative, technologies introduces a substantial element of risk and uncertainty. Many of the core technological concepts underpinning NEOM's unique selling propositions are still in their nascent stages of development globally. For example, while drone technology is advancing, commercially viable and widely adopted flying car networks are considered by many experts to be decades away from practical realization, facing immense regulatory, safety, and infrastructure hurdles. Similarly, creating a fully functioning artificial sky or maintaining skiable snow in a desert environment presents enormous energy and engineering challenges that test the limits of current scientific and technical knowledge, raising questions about their long-term operational viability and environmental impact. This gap between technological aspiration and current reality has led many experts and analysts to express skepticism about the overall feasibility of NEOM as currently envisioned, or at least within the ambitious timelines initially proposed. Critics point out that building a city reliant on technologies that do not yet fully exist, or are prohibitively expensive to implement at scale, is a high-stakes gamble. The potential for delays, cost overruns, and a failure to deliver on some of the most futuristic promises is considerable. The challenge is not just inventing or acquiring these technologies, but also integrating them seamlessly into a cohesive and functional urban fabric for millions of inhabitants, a task of unprecedented complexity. The slow progress in certain areas, coupled with the reported scaling back of the line, may reflect some of these technological and constructional headwinds. While the ambition to create a living laboratory where new technologies can be developed and deployed is commendable, the practicalities of doing so on such a monumental scale are daunting. The success of NEOM will therefore depend not only on financial resources, but also on unprecedented breakthroughs and the successful, timely maturation of a whole suite of advanced technologies. Until these become proven and scalable, a cloud of doubt will likely continue to hang over some of NEOM's most extraordinary claims, making the journey from dream to reality a particularly arduous one. Section 9. NEOM's future. A visionary oasis or an expensive illusion? NEOM stands as a testament to Saudi Arabia's bold ambition to redefine its place in the world, moving decisively beyond its oil-dependent past towards a future powered by innovation and diversification. The project, with its breathtaking scope and futuristic promises, encapsulates the core tenets of Vision 2030. It aims to be a global center for trade, technology, and luxury living, attracting the brightest minds and the wealthiest investors. The launch of Sindalah Island has provided a tangible, albeit small, piece of this grand puzzle, a luxurious foothold in the Red Sea that offers a glimpse of the quality and exclusivity NEOM aspires to embody across its vast and varied developments. However, the path towards realizing this $500 billion, or potentially multi-trillion-dollar dream, is fraught with colossal challenges and considerable uncertainty. The sheer scale of construction in a harsh desert environment presents unprecedented engineering and logistical hurdles. Recent reports of significant scaling back of the line's initial phase, coupled with dramatically increased overall cost projections, highlight the immense practical and financial pressures confronting the project. Furthermore, serious environmental concerns regarding the potential alteration of local weather patterns and the impact on biodiversity add another layer of complexity that NEOM's planners and developers must meticulously address to maintain credibility and sustainability. The reliance on cutting-edge, and in some cases yet to be fully developed technologies, such as flying vehicles and advanced artificial intelligence seamlessly integrated into urban life, also raises fundamental questions about feasibility within the proposed timelines. While the vision is undeniably captivating, turning these science fiction-like concepts into everyday reality for millions of residents requires not just immense investment, but also significant technological breakthroughs and successful, large-scale implementation strategies. The project's ultimate success will heavily depend on its ability to attract and sustain massive private investment, which in turn will be influenced by demonstrable progress and a stable, predictable development trajectory, elements that have seen some fluctuation. Ultimately, whether NEOM blossoms into the visionary oasis its creators envisage or becomes a monument to overreach, an expensive illusion in the desert, remains an open question that only time will answer. The commitment from the Saudi leadership appears unwavering, and the resources being channeled into the project are undeniably vast. Yet, the confluence of economic, environmental, technological, and logistical challenges is formidable. The world watches with a mixture of awe and skepticism as Saudi Arabia attempts to build not just a city, but an entirely new paradigm for human existence. The journey of NEOM will undoubtedly be a defining narrative of the 21st century, a bold experiment in shaping the future,